Okay, so we are now in the final phase. This is where we're going to get things ready to print. Again, just like the adding the buttons and then this is something that I would encourage you to train your assistants to take this responsibility over. I'm going to go ahead and hide the opposing arch, the mandible in this case. And the software automatically attaches a platform. Now, I do want to change a little bit of the position of it. I'm going to slide it up a little bit so that it's flush with the heels. That's just a personal preference. I'm going to scale it down. The arrow allows me to move it. The little circle sphere allows me to drag and sort of resize it. Doesn't need to be as big as it is. And I just resize it on all four sides until I look like, okay, I'm well supported and I don't have any excess really. So that's good. Now, you can also tell the software you want to tilt it however many degrees. As you see, this is going to be the X tilt. So if I want to say, no, I want this at a negative 10 degrees, or sorry, a positive 10 degrees, you can do that. I only do that if I'm missing a posterior tooth or have severely retroclined upper incisor, or sorry, incisors, upper or lower. If I have severely retroclined incisors or missing teeth, I will tip it back 10 to 15 degrees. Most of the time, that is not the case. Most of them, I'm putting it at 0 degrees. Okay, and if you want, you can also come down, or right down, sorry, I don't need to move forward in this. You can also separate it into two different platforms if you want. I used to do that. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, but yeah, whichever you prefer. Last thing we need to do though, we do need to label our models. Okay, click on Show Label. I'm going to, if your label shows up as two names and a number underneath it, come up to Tools, Preferences, scroll all the way to the bottom, and make sure you are adding your text, label text and numbering separately or one line. We want to make sure that we have it in one line. Separately, let's see if it auto updates it here. Yeah, it does this, and that just takes up too much space. I'm not a fan of that, so I would encourage you to leave it on the one line. I don't remember what the software default is anymore, but that's what I want it to be. I personally like to engrave the models so that the labels don't stick out of them. I'm going to click I'm going to click Apply here. And what that warning was right there is it was saying that if you're planning to export hollow models, make sure you're not putting your label on the base, the underside, what we can't see here, because that hollowing of the model will override that label. So that will, of course, be, your label won't be there. So that's the warning there. I never put my labels in the base. I think there's reasons to do it. I just don't ever do it. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now we are done with that, and you can actually step through and you can see how each model has a different label. Some people will turn on the emboss and actually go ahead and add a label to the outside of the second molar so that it sticks out so they can see it in the tray itself. So I'm sort of on the fence whether that's a good idea or not. I actually started doing that years ago and just kind of got out of the habit, and I'm not sure how necessary it is. So I think there's some advantages to it, but I just don't really do it. So anyway, that's pretty much it. So you're ready to get your models exported and printing. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to press Export. It's going to give me a warning. Okay. And now I'm going to create a new folder. Just that's what I like to do. Aligner models. And it's going to export the models. So make sure you have saved your case as well. I have not mentioned that. Hopefully you know that just by working with software in general anyways. But you should be saving periodically, because who knows? Especially if you're like me and you design cases kind of throughout the day. You just kind of have it up and design a case here and there between patients when you have time or whatnot. It's smart to go ahead and save. That way, if anything happens with your computer, well, you're not up a creek, if you will. So okay, so we're done exporting, and now I'm going to come down here and click Create Report. And that's just going to create a PDF of treatment. And you'll see that pop up. Usually the window will pop up immediately. And it's going to show you where you have IPR and whatnot. So that's pretty much it for the report. Save that to wherever you like to save your cases. And that's it. The case at this point is done. You'll have your files exported and ready to go. You can get those 3D printed, and I have plenty of videos that kind of discuss that process as well. All right, I hope this series of videos was helpful. Be sure to check out my website, barongruterdds.com, for any other videos, my YouTube channel as well. If you're looking at cases, if you want to see case examples and stuff, you're usually going to find those on my social media. Facebook, BaronGrutterDDS, also on Instagram, same name. So, all right, once again, and if you need any courses, if you're interested in courses, hands-on courses, learning more about the actual case evaluation and whatnot, how we approach all the cases and whatnot, I do have live courses. You can find the dates for those, and also my online courses, which are sort of on-demand courses on my website. All right, thanks again, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.